That music, coach. That sound professional.
Oh, yeah. We got another. Give them a few more minutes to get in here, coach. They trickling in here today, coach.
Oh, is that right? Oh, we don't wore them out, huh?
But you know they go. Hey, coach. You know they gonna be here, coach.
Oh yeah.
They want to know. They want to know what A&T got, coach.
Yes, sir.
They want to know what Coach Gibbs got in store. What is upcoming season? I'd like to welcome everybody to HBCU Coaches Corner. You could be anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with us. I'm your host, Rocky Miller, along with our featured host, none other than the SWAC legend himself, where one night in Mississippi, he threw for 6 touchdowns against the vaunted Mississippi Valley. What's their mascot, coach?
Devils, baby. The Delta Devils.
The Delta Devils. In an attempt to pull out a heroic victory, he came up just short to Whitley Satellite Totten and the legend himself, Jerry Rice. Yes. With no further ado, I'd like to welcome my man and the host of this show, none other than Johnnie Cole. What's up, Coach?
What's up, man? Hey, Coach, boy, we've been getting after it, man. And really, I was running in from, I had my first scrimmage, Coach, with my 6th grade middle school, Fees Middle School, out of Tempe, Arizona, and we scrimmaged the 8th graders. I'm still undefeated, Coach.
Coach, you was able to get something out of the 6th graders?
Hey, man, them 6th graders, man, they came out, man. They was playing. I was running that corner route and that corner, faking that corner, running that snake route. And, man, the kids, we had a good time, But it surprised me as well. I take my hat off to them. And I know they tired of me yelling at them for the last 3 days. So they showed up and showed out. So I'm real proud of them.
Hey, Coach, are you going to play any defense, Coach?
No, man. We just going to outscore folk, Coach.
All right, Coach. Coach, we got a very special guest, and this gentleman, like all the winning coaches do. I don't know what it is about the winning coaches, Coach. The winning coaches sign in early. We get to chat with them a few minutes before the live. Those winning coaches are on time, Coach. Those winning coaches come in beforehand, and they let us know what's going on, man. Coach, I log in. When I log in, Coach Gibbs is already here, rip-brand and ready to go. So, and I'd like to, personally thank him for being gracious as we were getting started, man. We had a great conversation, and Coach made me a believer, Coach. A&T gonna do big things this year, Coach. Yeah. But with no further, I want to also mention this, Coach. Last year, you went out to call your brothers, the Clark Fort Valley game, and again. Like after you met Sam Shea, you called me up and said, hey, man, this guy's one of those guys. Yeah. This guy is one of those guys. He says, they lost the game, Coach, but this guy's one of those guys. I'm telling you, he's ready. Yeah. He's ready. I didn't know what he was ready for, Coach. You knew what he was ready for, but I want to step aside, Coach, and let you give him the introduction he deserved.
And this guy, when you say Tremaine Jackson at Prairie View, you should say Shawn Gibbs. When you say Trey Oliver at North Carolina Central, you should say Shawn Gibbs. When you say Sam Shea at Alabama A&M, you should say Shawn Gibbs. Of course, he was in the race last year for the Florida A&M job. And, man, sometimes God worked things out for you. And the thing about Shawn Gibbs, he coached at North Carolina A&T during the championship years. He coached under Broadway during the championship years. This guy know how championships look, and he has the philosophy of play great defense and we're going to run the football. I had a great time with him. We had a chance to sit down and chit-chat and found out that we know so many people, man, and he was just so impressive, because at that time, I didn't even really know nothing about him. Everybody kept on saying, who is this guy Florida A&M was going to hire? He won at Fort Valley, but he the running back coach. All he ever been, this guy have been several national championship staffs. So he know what winning looks like. Now, no further ado, I'm calling him my friend now. Shawn Gibbs, the head football coach of the Aggies.
Going on. Appreciate y'all having me.
Coach, you sitting in that seat, man, and last year, man, a little bit, but about this time, we sitting down there going back and forth. I didn't know, you probably didn't know, I really didn't know your background. You came to the forefront of the race for the Florida A&M job, right? And then me and you were talking. I admitted to you, I said, Shawn, man, I just didn't know. And then when he started, man, I've been with Broadway, man, I've been with North Carolina A&T, and then watch his team and how he took Fort Valley all the way up to winning. And I'm like, man, this guy's a championship guy, man. And I told him, I said, Coach, you're going to get that North Carolina A&T job. Just come on my show. I just don't think people really know who Shawn Gibbs is. And I ain't going to say I sure got you the job, Coach, but we just exposed you a little bit. You here, you're sitting there.
I appreciate it.
How you feeling, Coach?
I'm feeling great. Like I was telling Rocky before the show, this is home for me. North Carolina is my home state. I'm from a little town in the mountains called Black Mountain, North Carolina, and A&T is where I spent, the majority of my career, 11 years here already. So it's just, I'm back home.
Man, I know it's back home. Now, is your wife or family's from that area too, as well?
Well, my wife went to college here, and she's lived here a long time, but she's from New York. But this is her second home.
Well, that's still a little closer than Georgia.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, man, hey, you got to bring them out the shadows, man. You got a lot of work, doing y'all championship run. Y'all done some good things. The enrollment shot up. Now A&T is the largest college in the HBCU college in the country. Now you got to go and do your work. Overlooking your program, where are some of the things that you got to start with and working on as far as alumni, reaching out to the community, where you are with that?
Well, I think we got to put A&T back on the map, and we got to let people know, exactly who we are. And they have to know that we're the largest HBCU in the world, 14,000 students. We got to let our alums know that the winning ways are coming back. And with their support, that we can get back to our championship ways. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of effort. But I think we have the people, we have the coaches in place to get us back to where we belong.
Yeah. Now, of course, you guys was in the HBCU league, I would say. Now you guys moved to another league, and as you know, being an HBCU coach, one of the things is out there, we can't ever beat the white schools. How you feel as far as your program of the stuff that you have to work with? Do you got the support that you got to work with, and all those things?
Yeah, I definitely feel like we had the support. I feel like A&T is a gold mine, and myself and all of our coaches and all of our players are motivated by what people think of us. We know what they think of us. We know what they think of HBCU football, and we're going to go out and show the world that we are an historically Black college and university. We always will be, and we're proud of that. But we feel like we can build a program that can play with anybody in the country. So now we're going from competing for Celebration Bowl championships to trying to compete for national championships. And we're up for the challenge. We're excited about it.
Yeah. Well, let me ask one more. You guys are quite naturally coming from the bottom. And I guess you guys had to get in there and get an opportunity to recruit. How is your recruiting going, or did you lose a lot of players? Did you have to bring a lot of players with you?
Well, I brought 4 players with me from Fort Valley State, and we brought in about 20 new kids. We didn't make wholesale changes. And like I was telling Rocky, I just didn't feel like that was the time to do it. A lot of these kids here have been around here for a long time, and they've worked hard, and they just want a chance to be a part of a program that can be competitive. And we're not void of talent. Now, we don't have nowhere near the talent that we need to compete at the level that we're going, but we're not void of talent. We got some guys that can play some football around here, and we brought in a recruiting class with a couple guys that can play as well. So I think the future is bright, but I'm excited about the present, and I'm ready to see this team go play on the 30th against Tennessee State.
Yeah. Oh wow! We open up with a ball. Go ahead, Coach.
No. Coach, I was going to ask your question since you were slow to get to it, Coach. Your question is usually, you got the job in this spring, and you had to assemble a staff. Can you talk about some of the guys you brought on this staff, understanding that you had been here before, you had lots of success? What was your strategy with hiring those guys, and what were you looking for in building the coaching staff?
Okay, well, I was looking for good people, first and foremost, guys that can recruit and guys that can coach football. So I was able to bring my defensive coordinator, Denzel Jones, up with me from Fort Valley State, who I believe is one of the bright young coordinators in the country. So he's our defensive coordinator. On the offensive side of the ball, I was able to get Greg McGee from Howard University, a former HBCU star, former MEAC Player of the Year, been around some great football coaches. He's been mentored by people like Pep Hamilton and Ted White. So he's been a coordinator before. I gave him another opportunity, and he's done a great job so far. Our offensive line coach, Ron Mattis, has been here for a long time. I had the chance to work with Coach Mattis in my previous stint, and he's produced a lot of good players and a lot of good offenses. So, I wanted to have an offensive line coach, number one, that could keep some of these guys here because we lost a couple of linemen in the portal, with the coaching change. But he was able to keep our best offensive lineman, Corian Sharp, here because of their relationship. And our receiver coach is Coach Poole, another guy that I worked with before. He was here. I think he's a really good coach, good recruiter. He's also our recruiting coordinator, has the respect of the team. Our running back coach is a veteran, Keith Henry, been around on multiple levels, coached at the FBS level, the FCS level, Hall of Fame player at Catawba. His wife is an Aggie, so he's got a lot of ties to the university. A tight end coach, Alex Proviance, was on the staff before. He was on the defensive side of the ball. We switched him over. He's a young coach, William and Mary grad, that I think has a bright future. And then on the defensive side of the ball, probably our biggest get was we were able to get Coach Courtney Cord, who was the defensive coordinator at North Carolina Central, to come over and be our assistant head coach and defensive line coach. And he's, in my opinion, one of the top defensive line coaches in the country on any level, one of the best in the business. And I hope that he gets an opportunity soon to be a head coach because I think he's more than ready for that. Also, was able to get another guy from North Carolina Central, Tony McCray, who played ball here at A&T. He was a part of our first Celebration Bowl championship in 2015. Was able to go on and play some pro football with a couple teams. Really bright coach, really good recruiter, really good guy for the program. And he was one of the guys that I just had to get because he was absolutely the best leader as a player that I've ever been around. Coach Jones is also coaching our linebackers as the defensive coordinator. And then the last guy on the defense was Coach Terry Lance. And Coach Terry Lance was here with us in those championship years before. But at the time, he was the defensive coordinator at Averett up in Virginia, a Division III school. So we were able to get him to come back to Greensboro and coach our guys. So I feel really good about the staff. I feel like on the defensive side of the ball, we got a bright young coordinator and two other guys that have coordinated before. and Coach McCray, who has a vast understanding of the secondary. And then on the offensive side of the ball, we got a lot of guys that can help Coach McGee grow in this game. And I think he's a star.
Woo, man, Coach.
And let me not forget Coach Kerry Harbor, our strength coach, who's done a phenomenal job with our team. The appearance of the way our guys look has changed since the spring, and he's done a great job. So that was one of our big hires. And Kerry was over at Winston-Salem State, but he's been a lot of places. He's worked at University of North Carolina, University of Illinois. He was also my college roommate, so I had a great relationship with him. So we were friends, and I was able to hire the best strength coach in the business, in my opinion.
Let me ask you this.
I want to ask you one thing. Are you and Coach Oliver still friends? I know y'all grew up together. You took all his dang coaches.
Yeah,
but that's what a championship coach do, Coach. They go find the best. We'll
Coach
be
Oliver,
friends.
he knows what it is. That's still my guy. You know, business is business.
Hey, Coach, what you recognize in the ranks of coaching as one tremendous running back coach. And I was wondering, I didn't hear you mention a running back coach, and I was thinking to myself, I wonder is Coach Gibbs going to coach the running backs? But
it's Coach Henry's coaching our running backs. I'm
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was on the defensive side of the ball last year, and he's coached running backs previously. He coached running backs at Charlotte. So, I felt like that was a good transition to just move him over to the offensive side of the ball.
Okay.
And he's a good one. But that's always going to be my baby.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, Coach. You've had a lot of success. You've coached a lot of dynamic players, and I'm sure you have an eye for what it takes to be a good player at that position as well, Coach. Let me ask you this, Coach. You say you didn't make wholesale changes. You're happy with the talent that you have there now, but you know you need some improvements. What is your message to these guys that went through 2 terrible seasons at A&M to get them jacked up and ready to go for this next upcoming season, understanding that they are intricately a part of what the recent history of this program is?
Right. Well, number one, you got to be tired of it. Right now we're the laughing stock of our conference. We're the laughing stock of HBCU football. I looked at a poll. I usually don't, look at Twitter and stuff like that, but my video coordinator sent me a graphic the other day, and they had us ranked dead last in 8 out of the HBCUs, and I was just like, wow, how did y'all forget? But they got to be motivated. We got to be motivated. I don't think that these guys don't have talent. They just need some direction, and we got to become a team. I don't think that we played as a team the past 2 years. I don't know if the culture was what A&T should be, and that's not me talking about any coach beforehand. I'm just saying I know what the culture is at A&T, and it's all about selfless football. It's all about being physical. It's all about playing fast. It's all about playing for the Aggies. It's about Aggie pride, and Aggie pride is not just something that we say; it's something that we live each and every day. So I think these guys are ready to go, and I'm excited. We've had a good fall camp. I didn't love our spring. I came out of spring scared, but this fall camp has been good, and we've made a lot of improvements. So we'll see what that means on August 30th against a great Tennessee State team.
Yeah. Well, those are 2 premier programs that have started. Of course, Tennessee State is coming off of a championship year. Coach, do you guys still? I'm surprised you guys used to open up with North Carolina Central. You guys still have the Eagle Classic?
Yes. Yeah, we play them. They come here this year.
Okay.
They come here this year. So I think something that's great for our fan base is we get a chance to play 4 HBCUs here. Well, not all here, but we play Tennessee State in Nashville. Then we play Hampton, which we'll play every year because they're a conference school. We got North Carolina Central, and somehow we got South Carolina State for homecoming for GHO. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's good for the fan base. It's going to be a good challenge for us.
Yeah. Well, coach, that's why they got a championship coach. You know, you barely take it on. In your recruiting, now we've talked to several coaches. Some coaches have collective and, you know, not necessarily NIL, but collective. Do you guys have a collective?
Yes, we do.
Man,
we do. And we're working to build it because we know we have to be competitive in that space. But like I've told all the alums in our administration, for me, my philosophy is probably a little different than most. I'm not really that interested in going out in the transfer portal and throwing money at a whole bunch of guys. I think that we need to do what we can do to keep our good players here, because guys don't want to leave A&T. But if they get offered some money somewhere else, we got to be able to counter that offer and give them something that's attractive so that they can stay here.
Wow, that's pretty good. Now, did the portal hurt you any with some of the players who's there, or did y'all lose some guys that you thought maybe could help you this year?
Yeah, it did, but the majority of them left before I actually got here. But we lost some good players. There's a running back, Kenji, transferred to Toledo, I believe. Prunty, who is probably a pro corner, he transferred to Wake Forest, lost a receiver to Memphis, lost the offensive lineman to NC State. So, you know, some guys were lost, but, you know, we were able to keep Corian Sharp, who had some interest in the portal, and people tried to get him, and Aaron Harris, one of our corners who's a dynamic player. We're able to keep those guys around. So we lost some, but we were able to keep some as well.
Yeah. Now, the coach, you got some great coaches up there. Have you had a chance? I know you hit the ground running. I mean, you talking about Bill Hayes and Coach Washington and Coach Broadway. Have you had a chance to sit down with them any, or you just been keeping your head down and grinding?
Well, Coach Hayes was just at practice on Saturday. Okay. So he's been around, and I've had a chance to talk with Coach Broadway, talk with Coach Wash. Coach Wash has had some back issues, so he hadn't been able to come around like he wants to, but I'm sure he will once he gets all the way healed up. But, yeah, those guys have been in my corner not only here but throughout my career. So I know that I can always lean on those guys when I need to.
Yeah.
And what a group of coaches to lean on.
Yeah, coach. That's like an encyclopedia of football. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We were able to have Coach Hayes on our show. Of course, he's gotten the statue built over at Winston-Salem, which is you know, great for him. Coach, going into the year, I know you don't evaluate and seen everybody on film. You've been on a national championship at Grambling. You've been on a national championship at A&T. What is this league about? Is it winnable? Is it you know, opportunity for you to be the second only HBCU school to win a predominantly white conference?
Well, it's a good league. And make no mistake about that. There's some good football teams in this league, but I believe that we can play with anybody when we put our mind, our heart, and our soul to it, and we believe that we can play with them. You know, it's going to be a challenge, but anybody can be beat. So once we get the program back to where it used to be, because, you know, in the past, we beat East Carolina. I think East Carolina could win this league. You know, we beat App State. We beat Jacksonville State. So we beat some premier schools. So it's been proven that it can happen right here at A&T. We just got to get the current guys to buy into that, to believe in it, and most importantly, to understand how much work it takes to do that. You can't just do the normal stuff and roll out there and beat good teams. You got to prepare. And I think we've done a good job of preparing this summer. We've done a good job of preparing during fall camp. So now it's just about our preparation each and every week.
Yeah. You know, Coach, man, you've been in the CIW, I mean the MEAC, the SWAC, back to the SIAC, and back to and you know, this is HBCU channel viewers, and you know, it's always that myth that, you know, black coaches can't beat white schools. And what difference do you see from Fort Valley, SWAC, MEAC, and now what is it, the Big South?
The CAA.
the CAA?
I think it's the discipline. You know, a lot of times when our schools get in these situations where we play the schools from the white conferences, we have the talent. We don't have the discipline. We don't have the structure. So we're going to make sure that we have the structure. And then now it's all about having a discipline. But discipline doesn't start on Saturday when you play. You know, that's all throughout the week. That's all throughout the offseason. That's on and off the field. We say around here, how you do anything is how you do everything. So the discipline starts in going to class, making sure that we're going to the training table. We have a lot of stuff in place here that most schools don't have, especially HBCUs, but even schools on the FCS level. We have a training table. These guys can eat. We got a nutrition. We got a dietitian. These guys have snacks and stuff at practice. So we're building. We just got to get it to where, it's sustainable and consistent. And once we do that, I think we're going to make some noise.
Yeah, I was going to say structure ain't just the coaching staff.
Absolutely.
Structure is what's around the staff, too, that everybody that's involved with athletics in this football program are on the same page. Is that what you're feeling and believing?
Absolutely. And I think we are. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's on board. Everybody wants a winner. Now it's just about making everybody understand what it takes to have a winner and to be consistent and win year in and year out. So it's going to be a process. We know that, but we're working hard.
Oh, let's go to them players offensively. Is it a guy that you can say, hey, this is the guy you guys maybe can look for, or have you named your quarterback? I know next week is the last week. Have you named your tailback? Just let's talk about the offense. Who's going to be the superstars that you think?
Okay. Well, we haven't named a starter at quarterback yet. We got a competition going. Braxton Thomas is a redshirt freshman that was here out of Florida. Good player, big kid, can run, has a lot of arm talent, had a really good camp. And right now he's competing with Champ Long, transfer we got out of University of Maryland. And Champ is one of those guys. He's a way better athlete than he looks. He's one of those guys that's real smooth, so you don't realize how fast he's moving. And he has composure, some of the best composure that I've ever seen. And our starter from last year, Kevin White, who broke his leg on the Friday before the spring game.
Oh, wow.
So, he's healing from that. He's progressing. He's practicing. He's just not full go right now. And when he gets back, that'll add another guy to the competition. So I feel good about where we're at as far as the talent in the quarterback room. But like I know, it's all about staying healthy and protecting those guys. But I feel like we got 3 guys that we can win with, really 4. Austin Hooker, who is a legacy guy here. He transferred back to A&T from FAM. He tore his ACL in the spring. So hopefully, he's really progressing. We might get him back midway through the season. So, we got some guys in the quarterback room who I feel good about. The running backs, I'm excited. Now. We got a couple that can go. Wesley Graves is a guy that's been around here for a long time. He's a solid kid, very physical runner, about 5'9", 225 pounds. So he's a guy that can really pound the rock for us. We brought in a transfer from Wofford, JT Smith, who's a really good player. He's a playmaker. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he just makes plays. He's an elite receiver out of the backfield. He has elusiveness, and he'll run you over if you get in the way too. Shamik Blizzard was a guy that was here before, another really good running back that's had some success in the CAA before. He had a 100-yard game last year. And then we got a young freshman who's a legacy guy by the name of Jalen Hicks, about 6'3", 205 pounds, and explosive. He had a 99-yard touchdown in our last scrimmage. So I feel good about the running back position. I think we got some talent there. Same as the quarterbacks. We got to stay healthy. We got some receivers. Javon Dillard out of Georgia. I think he's one of the better receivers in the conference. Monty Jones, who's primarily known as a return specialist, is a guy that's really flashed for us at the receiver position. So, and a couple young guys, Michael Carlock with a lot of talent. So, at the skill positions on the offensive side of the ball, we got some guys that can play. And then up front, I think we'll be solid. We got a little bit of size up there. We got more size up front on the offensive side of the ball than we do on the defensive side. And we got some experience. Corian Sharp is a preseason all-conference guy. Jonathan Cannon has played a lot of ball for us. Andrew Dorsey is one of the guys I brought in from Fort Valley State, who was an all-conference guy down there. He was a tackle for us in the SIAC, but now he's going to play center, which is probably more of his natural position. And then we got a transfer from Virginia State, Gabe Navarro, who's had a really good spring, really good fall camp, really progressed from the spring. And Sterling Wiggins is a tackle that was here before, and he's a guy that's got NFL size and NFL ability. So, I think we can be okay on offense, but, it's all about how we execute, how we prepare. But, we got some talent over here.
Yeah. How is your defensive side? Are you stronger in the secondary, linebackers, or the front?
Well, I would say probably our linebackers would be the strength of our defense. We got about 4 or 5 linebackers that can play. Josh Isaiah is a guy that will be an all-conference guy around here. Up front, I brought in a defensive end, Tim Alderman. He was an all-conference guy at Fort Valley State, and last year he transferred to Austin Peay. And then when I got the opportunity to be the head coach here, he came on to Greensboro with me. So I'm happy he came because he's a player. And then we got some young guys up front. Up front, we're not as big as we need to be. So we're going to have to be creative in how we do things. But like I said, we have the best defensive line coach in the country, so I'm not worried about that. Yeah. And then in the secondary, we got some talent. Aaron Harris, Trey Mittman at safety. We moved a couple guys from offense to defense this fall, and they've been a pleasant surprise. Cam Dalrymple, Daniel Coles, Corbin Wilson are all former offensive players that are now on the defensive side of the ball, and they have the skill and the size to really be good players for us.
Yeah. Looking at the conference, is it more run oriented or pass, or
it's a good mixture. Depends on the team you playing, but like Rocky and I were talking about before the show, in this conference we got teams in Maine and Rhode Island and New York. So at a certain point, it's gonna come down to running the football. Because if it's snowing and windy and all that stuff, you got to be able to run the football. So we know that these guys are big and they have the ability to run the football. So we got to get where we can stop it and be able to run the football ourselves.
Yeah, I know that part of the country where North Carolina A&T is. Are y'all going to do some flying, or y'all mostly don't do busing?
We're going to be flying.
Oh, okay.
We're going to be flying. We got to play Maine. We got to play.
Hey, Coach, they the cousins with money. They don't bust, Coach. they the cousins with that bread, Coach. You know that auntie and uncle that got that money. That's who they are.
They got the big house with the pool in the back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna be on the plane.
Oh man,
we're gonna be on the plane. We have to. So those are too far to drive.
Hey, guys. Hey, let me do some housekeeping right quick, Coach. Hey, guys, we are about to suspend the stream on the Off-Script channel, but you always can catch it on the Rocky Miller channel, the home of HBCU Coaches Corner. So I'm going to go ahead and suspend it. If you're watching it on the Off-Script channel, only thing you got to do is click the link that I pasted in the chat, and you'll be able to get right to it. All right, Coach, you can resume your interview, Coach.
Yeah. Coach, coaching up here